Hey y'all, how are you guys? It's late for some of you. This time change thing has got me all screwed up though of who I'm like in line with now. Whose time zone is at 7:58? Who's on 7:58 now? Because half the year where I'm on one person's time zone, Arizona and the non-changing times, I love it. But it's always ridiculous like trying to remember where the rest of you are. Okay, this isn't going to be super in depth. But there's just some obvious things that miss. There's simple concepts that seem to go right over some heads. And I'm frankly fed up. And I told you guys, for me, unless it involves me, not going to get involved. Well, one person can't keep my name out of their mouth, can't keep talking shit, can't keep running her fucking mouth. So I'm going to make some examples that are probably pretty easy, especially for the Islanders to understand and probably understand where I stand. It's not that hard to have this concept. Let's talk about it. Hey, everybody. I don't think I'm going to even run through and say hi to everybody individually. I am just over it. Pretty much just over it. Y'all know I get to these points where I just get to the point where I'm just like, fucking burn it all down. You want me to talk my shit? Let's talk my shit, Chronicles. Let me talk my shit. You didn't get the memo the last time. You sure don't get the memo anytime it's said to you. So let me tell you once again, but I'm going to use simple examples for you because you've been around a while. You were around, which is weird to me because I didn't even know who the fuck you were until you came out accusing me of attempting to dox Unirock. Unirock had been doxed on this platform like years before I ever came on it. And I never did anything in real life to him or his family. So there's that. But you were weird lurking around then too. Hold on, you guys. Kenzie's calling me just a second. And here's my notice to all of you. If you like her, like her. Go hang out with her. Trauma punks too, you weirdo. Do I need to remind everybody of the 30 plus emails that you sent me demanding that I got involved in some morbid shit morbid BS that you had going on that I don't even know about? I mean, come on now. Just stop. You guys look silly. This whole hate nonsense campaign is so weird. But here's the last community post she made from 2 days ago. I thought hard. I was like, nah, don't address it. Don't fucking address it. But the sad thing is the people around me care. They care. People who don't even fuck with me know what she's doing is straight up lying about me. And the intent is really B-Fergs. Fuck yeah. I was like, when they tried to get me involved in that, I was like, I don't even watch those fucking people. I don't know what that shit is about. Like, it's just fucking weird. Okay. So let me read this to you. And then I'm going to give you some examples. 2 days ago. Hey, everyone. Laughy face, laughy face. I don't need messages after messages about the bias one. Nonsense on the web. That leaves out parts of the story she doesn't want people to know. What parts of the story I don't want people to know? What fucking parts of the story I don't want people to know, Chronicles? Fucking say it with your whole chest instead of these under fucking handed lies. If you've got a fucking problem with me, say it. Don't lie about me. It's fucking pathetic. What's the whole story that I don't want anybody to know? Please inform me because I don't even fucking know. Obviously, she is really just a fun cow for me to do a short on here and there because she gets triggered at the truth. Bitch, you lied in multiple shorts. That's all you've ever done about me is lie. You came at me because in one of your shorts, expecting me to correct misinformation of a comment by an account by the name of Captain Kurt, who doesn't even belong here, but pops in and occasionally, and he said something about the glare. I don't fucking know the glare. And me and the glare have had words on my own page. But it wasn't misinformation. It was their opinions. Okay, moving on. And the whole weird, like, Queen Bee paid me $100 in 2023 to keep my silence. That's just some weird fuck shit. I've already corrected it. That's fucking weird. Okay, this isn't, please don't turn this into your grief session about like anybody in the comments because all of you have your own experiences. I don't care if you like her. Sit there. I'm just not going to fucking sit there. I don't like liars. And that's what she's proven to be. Okay, she gets triggered. I'm so fucking triggered, Chronicles. I go to sleep wanting you to milk my udders every night, dreaming of you and your weird fucking shit. Like, yes, please come play with my udders. I just am so triggered by you. I might have mastitis because you haven't played with them enough lately. Like, fucking weird. Okay, she thinks she can have an opinion, but no one else can. Have I ever said that any? Are you guys not allowed to have opinions? How do I have control of people not having opinions? I didn't know I had the power to take people's opinions away from them. I didn't know. Back to milking my udders. Hold on. Too bad she couldn't hold two lives about her queen doxing children with that same energy. Ma'am, I didn't even know that it happened as that was unfolding on my fucking panel. I didn't know any of that had happened. All I had heard was those bits and pieces at that time. Guess what? I'm also an adult and addressed what I had concerns with Queen, directly with Queen. Then I gave my final thoughts on the whole situation, and that was it. Liars that lie to lie. I'll come back to that in a minute. Instead, includes me in 2 lives about a 1-minute clip and mentions it every chance she can. Chronicles, you didn't just do one short, you did multiple and multiple community posts. Let's stop pretending. Of course, I'm going to mention you because you're on some weird fuck shit, and I'm going to explain it deeper. Because you don't even understand what you're talking about at this point. Fucking hypocrite. Fuck yeah, I'm a hypocrite. We all are. I'll lace that shoe up and fucking wear it. Yep. Nonsense. Go help at your local voter precinct like I am tonight and stop thinking of me, weirdo. The country could use some help tonight. What is that like? What? Nonsense. Go help at your local voter precinct like I am tonight and stop thinking of me, weirdo. What is that weird flex? What is that weird flex? Is it kind of like the weird flex you tried doing on Deets the other day that you've had trauma from people being exploited in your life, which really fucking sucks. It does. That fucking sucks, and I'm sorry for that. But then trying to justify the fact that you were digging into Queen's background to try and prove that she might or might not have bought a car, which at the end of the day, even if she did buy a car, she also has another source of income besides the legal fund. You can have your opinions on all of that stuff. Again, oh, sorry, I'm taking your opinions away. Never mind. You can't have an opinion on that. But that's the reality. No matter what, if you guys are following the money, trying to say that she scammed or anything like that, you guys are jumping the gun on shit that you can't prove. Period, point blank, end of story. But you're justifying your weird, like digging into shit and trying to excuse it by saying that you have personal experience with people being scammed. Unfortunately, elderly people are taken advantage of high rates. We see that often in Arizona because of the snowbird population here. It's fucking unfortunate. But trying to justify your actions by saying some weird shit like that and then expecting me to, like, first of all, I live in America. I don't have a queen. I'm allergic to wasps and bees. You guys saw me get cellulitis from it the last time I got stung. So I kill queen bees, and that is not in any way, shape, or form towards queen bee. That's a legit statement. I don't like bugs because they don't like me. And they make me, like, that is not any analogy, hypothetical, anything. That is the reality. I got stung on live stream and got cellulitis from the fucking thing, okay? Like, that's a true story. But I want to break it back to you guys for a minute because I think some of you forget. The Islanders don't. The Islanders that have been here know exactly what I'm talking about and don't think anything of the fucking weird shit that's going on here. But Chronicles, you just keep on, and it's just fucking these weird things that you're doing. And I sat there and danced around. Do I even mention it? Do I set her straight? Do I not? Do I let her go on? I figured I got the time tonight. Because what you're doing is driving people away from the truth. You're desperate for people to see the truth about people lying, as you are going to the points of lying yourself to prove a point. Do you understand that? You are so desperate to see or to show people that others are lying, that you are lying to prove your points. You know what we call that? A wash. Irrelevant. You can't make up lies on people to demand that they take up for your cause and lie on those people to get a reaction and hope that they see your ways. That's never going to work out. You lie on people, you're pushing them further the opposite direction. Because then you become a liar, the other person becomes a liar, and the people at that point in time, it becomes a popularity contest of not over who's telling the truth, it's who they like and whose lies they can handle. Now let me break this back a little bit even further. It's counterproductive. It's super counterproductive. It reminds me of the anti-KJ community. Oh, Beefrigs, of course they did. Of course they did. See, and that's the thing. That's the shit I can't handle. Beefrigs and I agree on some shit and disagree on other things. And you know what? I fucking respect the fact that Beefrigs always 100% says how she feels and owns that shit, doesn't give a fuck about it. And that's why she's got a wrench in this chat. She said to me the other day, I bet you regret that. Fuck no, I don't. Fuck no, I don't. Because sometimes she sits me on my ass and makes me think of things that I didn't see from a different perspective. And I appreciate the shit out of that. But now, because you want the people in my chat that have wrenches that I respect, that have a difference of opinion or say things, you're trying to get them to come at me and start fighting. Like, that's the weird shit. That's the shit. We are grown ass women. Never once have I said cross shit with Beefrigs. Never once. We're allowed to have, oh shit, never mind. You guys aren't allowed to have your opinions. I already took that from you. Never mind. When you get to the point where you're willing to lie to try and prove a point about somebody that you claim is lying, you've got lost in the sauce. You've got Chronicles of the Shady. Sorry, Laughing Heart. Chronicles of the Shady. When you get in the spin cycle of lying to prove a point on somebody else lying, it diminishes your argument and you push people away. I might have been receptive to hearing you out on certain things until you fucking tried to strong arm me. And that's exactly what it was. And that's exactly what you're doing by including people around me. Beefrigs, that's very true. That's why I like these people. Because they're direct. What's happening is that you're causing the person that you're trying to go to war with to gain more support. How do you not see that? And you're blocked over here. 100%. Yeah, and you will remain, because the weird shit is just out of control. You can make another community post, but this for me is the end of it. And I hope you actually listen to this, because it's not about hate. It's weird to me at this point. It's really fucking weird to me. You can dislike me all you want, but I hope you sit back and listen to what I'm actually saying tonight and realize that you are actually diminishing your own argument by doing the things you're doing. You're causing more confusion, not me, because your willingness to lie and go to the ultimate level and then try to condone your weird behavior to bring somebody else down is showing something about you. Your point's being missed on other people. And that's sad. You're trying to prove things that just don't matter. In the big picture of things, you're trying to prove things that ultimately people are sick of hearing because you have no basis or proof to your argument. The car, you cannot prove that she purchased a vehicle. Even if she admits it, you don't know where that money came from, and it's none of your business, truly. You can assume that she did it with a legal fund, but you don't have proof of that. And you're not going to gain proof of that. So using that as a basis for your argument and trying to get people to believe that she might have done this with the car isn't the route you should be taking. But you got to figure that out. This is what I like to call the Molly and KJ effect. The anti-community. I think that probably made me see things a little bit differently. Coming into this whole arena with 15 or 16 channels circling around, going at me over complete fabricated lies or assumptions or anything, kind of toughened up my skin. I got used to people lying on me to try and prove a point about somebody else that they hated so badly, that they were unwilling to look at the facts of what this really was, which therefore weakened their arguments. They had arguments, they have purpose, they have things that they should be able to talk about, they have standing on some of their arguments, but because they were so willing to lie and wrap people into things like saying I worked for Katie or on behalf of Katie, it diminished their overall argument. They were considered liars, and then it discredits their whole purpose, and not the entire anti-community, because there's two sections of that. But we watch that play out firsthand. We watch people come into White Knight for Molly. Molly sits and tells you one thing you don't ever do: don't lie to your subs, as she's fucking lying to her subs. People were White Knighting for her, saying, oh, Molly's not a liar, as she's actively lying to your face. Provable lies. You let them do it on their own, and you show that. You don't add to it. You don't have to go dig and fabricate and all that shit. You allow them to do it. People are their own worst enemy when they get caught up. Same thing with KJ. They were so hell-bent to prove all of these things against KJ. And all these people came into White Knight for KJ, and they would lie about things that KJ was doing, or they would lie about the shit that they were doing that was foul and dirty to try and prove a point. Liars that lie to lie. And their point gets missed. Every time. Because all of you become liars. And the wash. It's another wash. And that's not all of the anti-KJs. Some of the anti-KJs have been very factual. They stick to the facts and that's it. But the people around them diminish the arguments. They actually hurt their purpose of trying to get the facts out there because they're so willing to go to an extra level. Am I making sense to anybody? And please don't take this as a lecture, because it's not. I just need to clear this out of my head, because I can't understand how they can't understand this. I can't understand. If I'm not making sense, please ask me. For anybody that wants to know, my udders don't hurt from being played with, but my butt does. My booty hurts. My udders don't, though. I got some big ball and slab on those. Slob on my nut. What the fuck am I doing? Don't ask me. There's a song over the night. All I pictured was the video that Mom showed the other day.
I came in late on that.
Yeah. Kyle just gave me a look like, where are we going now? Squirt. We just took a completely random turn. This expectation of shady. Okay, I'm going to give another example here. This one might be hard for you guys because a lot of you are new to me and weren't around for the KJ days or the weird shit that went on with that community and how my channel is here. Fucking beefers. Oh my God. Beefers just said, I'm still waiting for the Udder Fairy to visit me. It would have been like me expecting or having expected Shady to defend me against Veda Jade. You know how ridiculous that would have been? That wasn't her fight. I didn't need anybody to come in and prove a point. And she was doing harm to people beyond me. But I didn't expect it. It would have been weird for me to expect all these other people. There's clips that were pulled out from a year ago that I'm being drugged by groups of people that I can't even remember what the fuck they were dragging me over. And I was like, oh shit, I forgot that happened. Yeah, that did happen. But I don't even remember the source of why they were dragging me, except I think somebody thought I supported Mallory Williams. And that I was just like, how did we get there to them thinking that, like, what happened? What had happened? Oh yeah, Beefberg, she is. I didn't have to make up nasty lies to prove that Veda was lying. But I did have to ultimately make a decision of what my boundaries were going to be to end that situation. She came out weaponizing DV situations in her personal life, saying I shamed her over these situations. I had to make a choice of what I was willing to defend myself on and what I wasn't willing to go. That was hard because trust and believe, there is so much shit that I wish I could have said publicly still to this fucking day. I wanted to go as nasty and ugly as they were doing to me and mine. But I had to find that boundary and stick to it and be unwilling to go to a certain point, because at certain points, they're just going to lie. You're not getting anywhere. You're not treading water. You're actually drowning, because when you have to sink to the level to lie about somebody like they were doing, I never talked about her DV situation, never threatened her 17 times. But I got to the point where I had to defend myself. In my head, I had to defend those things to prove, because those are things I stand firmly against. So I understand the need to protect people around you. And because you have trauma, you want to protect people. Plus, it's your name. But you have to find a boundary that you're not willing to go to. And when you cross that boundary and become the liar that you're trying to call out, you lose sight. Thankfully for me, I wasn't the only one that was being gone at. And other people watched it all play out. If this cigarette goes out again, I'm gonna fucking freak. You claim that you stand for victims and their families, right? I've heard you say that. I believe that you do. I believe that you ultimately are super disturbed by what happens to victims and their family. I'm not going to discredit the fact that I don't think that. I do genuinely believe that you are bothered by what happens to victims and their families. But I believe you are so lost right now that you are willing to go and sit in the chat and rub elbows with somebody who has exploited this family, said horrendous things, such as the panel has said they've hid his body. certain people are child abusers, accusing the family, the racial stuff that happened in that chat. You're willing to sell yourself out because that person is willing to speak up for your cause. Do you think they really stand for your cause? No, they need an army behind them, and they saw a way to get it. I got it. I'm coming up. Coming up. Absolutely the occasional good Ann. And I'll finish out with some of that in this. I believe that you actually care about the victims and their families, Shady. I really do. I believe that's why you're so caught up and maybe lost at this point in time, because it's very emotional for you. I've been there. I get it. But you lost the plot because now you are so willing to go and sit in a chat with one of the persons who is using that missing child's name to do the ultimate most to the parents. They've been on little good behavior and, doing the drama the last few days, but they went right back to it. They went right back to it. Do you see me expecting you to not be in that chat? No, I could care less if you're not if you're in that chat. That's a you thing. That's the way you look. That's showing other people that you don't really stand what you believe in. Could you have had a conversation behind the screens with her and told her what you personally disagree with? Absolutely. I'll give you that. Maybe you did. Maybe you addressed her privately and said, this is foul. This is foul shit that you're doing, and I don't agree with it. I hope you did, because you're sure not having it publicly. You're in there cheering it on because she's going, you have a common enemy. An enemy of my enemy is my friend. I don't expect you to dislike her, hate her, or anything like that. I don't even fucking hate her. I think what's been done to her is foul on many aspects too. I wasn't around for that. I didn't participate in that. I don't participate in that. I'm willing to say and stand up for things that I disagree with that's done to her because it's the facts, not because I like or dislike this human being. I highly dislike her, but I don't hate her. But I'm also not willing to go over there and give her ass pats because I've watched her do some of the foulest shit to the victims and their families, let alone with myself. She might not have said these things on her panel, but she's allowed her chat, her panel, to do it all. Shaming women with infertility issues, trying to take a jab at me. Did she correct it and push back a little bit? Yeah, but she let it carry on. You think she ever apologized to allowing that to happen to me? No, and I don't expect one. You didn't hurt me. You hurt an entire community of women that struggle with infertility. What was the word you used, Sarah? Barren. The transphobia that you've allowed, BJ. I don't know how people can sit in there and give ass pats and claps unless it is you really don't stand for what you say you stand for. It's one thing to go in and apologize for the accusations that are being levied against her that aren't okay, the facts. But it's another to be in there and saying, you let me take care of this one, I got this one, over hate. It's not about the victims and their families, because you would be telling her that you're fucking wrong and foul for what you've done to Sebastian's family. You're fucking foul and wrong for what you did to many other families. I didn't expect any of you to fight my fights. Don't want you to. I don't even like it when subs go comments and comments chats. I mean, I shouldn't say I don't like it. Like, I appreciate the fact that you guys are willing to stand on the facts. I do appreciate that. But they don't want to hear that. They either just ignore your comments, come back with something snarky. They don't want to hear the facts. Being told they're wrong by somebody they usually get along with is a real big slap in the face. So many of you are losing the point and the plot. So many of you had so many people out here convinced that you stood for the victims and their families. When all you do is spend your energy digging into other shit that at the end of the day, you're pushing people to support. Because when you sell yourself out to the point where you're willing to lie and then try to point your fingers at somebody else that is lying, you've lost it. You've lost your credibility. That's not a me thing, that's a you thing. You could have came to me and asked me, why'd she send you $100? I mean, I explained it. This affects the people around me that have been here from jump and know exactly what has gone on, what the basis of those things were. People that don't even sit here anymore know what those situations were. Trauma punks, you're starting to act a little like Veda trauma punks. It's getting a little uncomfortable. I mean, do your thing, but I went over the emails that you sent me expecting me to get involved in shit that I ignored, and then it's turned into this any chance you get to talk shit about me. I think I'm even in your about section. You're using arguments, Shady, that this person's a real lifer while sitting with self-proclaimed real lifers. Again, where does it go? Where does it go that people get rid of those titles? I don't know. That's a personal thing that each and every one of you has to decide, and decide where your boundaries are. And when people change, I think people should get second chances, sometimes third chances. But when it's a repeated pattern of behavior, and then you also see that some people might not be real lifers, but they surround themselves that are with people willing to do the digging for them so they don't get the hands dirty. Is that change behavior? These are questions you guys have to answer for yourselves. This is just where I stand. I'm sick of the petty fucking bullshit. I don't like you, Shady. You're a fucking liar. You've lied on me numerous fucking times. Provable. By people who fucking dislike me, but are unwilling to even stand up for the facts. Brittany, I'm willing to stand and say, you know what? That's a lie on you. That didn't happen. You didn't do that. You can't do the same. That's the difference between me and you. You see that? You're so willing to think you got an army of people behind you. Bitch, they're collecting shit on you to bring you down too. Don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself. They don't like you. They're using you as a part to get somebody else to unravel so they can continue the fucking campaign they have going. It's a fucking game. And all of you that are missing the goddamn point of this game, maybe go fucking take on the anti-KJ community and tell me how you fare. Because I stood by myself with my fucking Islanders, not expecting a goddamn one of you creators who didn't have my back on this fucking app, besides the one in this chat. The creators of the OG drama community, like Mobs, B-Fergs. B-Fergs isn't a creator, but she's been around forever. Some of the rest of you in this chat stood beside me and had my back. None of the rest of you did. And you want me to fight your fucking fights while you sit and lie in my face? And Shady, you're not the only one. There's some of the rest of you that have lied and tried to get me to pick a fucking side based on lies, provable fucking lies. And I let you sit. I've let you sit. I've let you sit and let you sit and continue your shit. Keep on. Trust and believe. When I come with receipts, though. And your credibility will be shot fucking too. It's really funny to me that some of you can't stand for yourselves. You expect a fucking army of people to rally behind you. KCG, do you care if I use you as an example? Please don't send hate if I do, if she's okay with it. KCG and I have talked about this publicly. KCG came from the anti-KJ community. KCG said some of the foulest shit about me on this app. Lies when she was a part of that community to go along with their narrative. Things that she probably actually believed. Yes, you have, KCG. Because people were just mind fucking others over complete fabricated bullshit. She went to the point where she shared my docs that when Molly doxed me to 80,000+ people, KCG reshared that on Twitter with my full legal name. She sits amongst us in this chat because she was fed bullshit, provable bullshit on me, but she believed it by creators who can't see their way through. Guess who has allowed forgiveness? I won't forget. Everybody knows that. I won't fucking forget. I won't let you do it to me again. But people fucking get caught up. They have to come to the realization of seeing it for themselves. And it takes the facts to do that. But when you are willing to lie and lower yourself to the same thing that you're trying to call out, you're no different. You ain't no fucking different. It's easy to get caught up in a whole fucking group of people and be fed shit by creator to creator. And who really has the time to go fact check everything that they're fucking telling you? None of you do. None of you fucking do. None of you do. Let's be honest. It comes down to, this one's lying and this one's lying. So it becomes okay, well, which lie are we willing to accept this time? Who do we like more? Because they're all liars. Like, what? Yeah, you did, KCG. You did. You took some big hits from that community and they tried coming for you. Yep. Absolutely, Sheila. She sat back and was willing to fucking find out the truth of her own. She finally had enough and was like, something isn't adding up here. That's what I encourage you guys to do. You can have your opinions. I'm not going to spoon feed you what I think. We have a bunch of liars that are lying to lie. If you can't find your way through that, I'm not here to tell you how to think. I'm never going to do that. If you can't get to the point where you realize that what they are trying to prove isn't provable, what they are trying to use to weaponize their hate, it's not about what they're claiming it's about. Because if it was about that, they'd be focused on the behaviors, not these petty fucking games. KCG, they still don't. They still don't. And that's why I do appreciate the fact that you were willing to do that. Like, that's a huge fucking thing. You can like whoever you want to. You can fucking hate them all equally like I do. You can address things in privately that you disagree with. That's called adulting. You don't have to make it into this big spectacle. You see where I go and where I don't go. My actions speak. My words don't need to at times. Don't expect me to fight your fights because you're trying to use my fucking credibility, and this goes for multiple of you. Stop trying to weaponize my credibility because I've stood where I've stood with the people I stand with, and trying to bring, that's a Veda type move, trying to bring in my fucking mods that are very strong-willed. Like, if B-Fergs wants to tell me about myself, she's going to do it right fucking here in the chat. And I'm going to listen to her. I might sit down. I might disagree with her. I might want to punch air for a moment. Probably not. But she's going to tell me about myself right here, openly. She disagrees with a lot of shit I do. And she will say it. But trying to do that weird shit of taking people that I fucking fuck with, I trust and respect highly because they stood up, they had my back. You see, that's the history here. These people have had my fucking back. I know these people. They know the fucking truth. They know what I went through with the people that you sit around and think I should white knight for. Fuck that out of They don't know you very well. They don't know you. They haven't watched you in chats. I said it the other day. It feels like a competition to become the next Molly. And fuck, oh dear. I don't know who's in the winning right now, but somebody sure is. That's all I got to say. I'm done. Shady, make another post. Play with my udders. Give me mastitis. I mean, fuck. I got one that hangs lower than the other. Well, I guess if I have udders, I have 4 of them technically. But did you know that on the end of a cow's teat, it makes a star? I bet you didn't know that. That comes from a dairy farmer's daughter. If you squeeze a cow's udder, it makes a star. And that's no joke. My dad used to play that trick on everybody, though. He'd get him to bend over to look to see the star, and then he'd spray him with milk in the face. It's a real thing, though. I'll go back to dreaming about you playing with my udders, drooling in my corner. I don't fuck with you. I don't like you. You ain't my type of people. I don't give a fuck about the people that you like you. People want to like you and hang out with you. Cool, do that. Ain't making me lose any sleep. I mean, sure. Maybe if I get mastitis. I have had that too. God damn you. I just looked to see if I have a star. Oh, I got a fucking funny story one of these days. Maybe I should tell, but this probably isn't the appropriate time to tell that story because it would definitely be weaponized against me, which, you know, I wouldn't give 2 fucks about, but it would send Tiffers over there into fucking total shock and maybe have a heart attack that I would be willing to admit it. So I'll save that for another day. So there's that. But I've said what I had to say on this. This part right here has pissed me off, though. Like, just stop the weird shit. Stop the fucking weird shit. You lied. Provable lies numerous times. You definitely don't trigger me. At all. I pity you. I pity you that you are so caught up in getting something, some sort of up on somebody, that you're willing to sell out your morals and your values to sit in a chat with people who fucking re-victimize the victims and their family on a daily. That's pity. That ain't triggered. Anywho, hope you guys all have a wonderful night. Go where you want. Do what you want. Feel how you feel. You can go around and tell everybody that nonsense says you're not allowed to have an opinion. For all I give a fuck, say that shit. Do that shit. Own that shit. Nothing happened today. This is a community post that happened 2 days ago. I read it in the beginning of this. It just continues, though. Mal, thank you so much for being a member for 7 months. Y'all, on an important note, Wishful Thinking, thank you so much for being a member for 8 months. I really appreciate you. On an important note, before I end out, will somebody drop Mal's link for me, please? Tomorrow, Mal will be doing a live stream detailing the trial of Maddie Kingsbury. Oh, they're not missing anything, Revival. They don't want to know. If you want to know who that is, go back to my old videos, July 2022 and on. You'll find out along the way with nonsense of who she is, because I didn't fucking know either. But I got accused of being her and then working for her for the last 2+ years. So there's that. At one point in time, they claimed that she had access to my fucking accounts. She never did. I don't even fucking know the bit. Not at all. Thank you, B-Fergs. But tomorrow, Mal is doing a live stream over the trial details of Maddie Kingsbury. I highly, highly encourage you to go watch. That's what's important. The verdict was read today. They found him guilty, but she's going to go over the trial, the things that happened. She was there for a day, 2. Some crazy things, but I really, really highly thank you all for dropping that. Sama, thank you so much for being a member for 11 months. But I really, really encourage you to join us over there. That's something that's really important, is justice for the victims. The Delphi trial is in deliberation. As somebody that didn't know about that case in 2017, that's just been watching the trial through the view of like multiple different channels, Andrea Burkhart and Lauren from Hidden True Crime, or Hidden True Crime. That has been a lot to process. I can't even imagine sitting in on that trial, but I think this is where transparency is so needed in the justice system for justice for the victims, because there's so much that happens that you don't even realize, and how the whole process goes. 18 months of confinement, 18 months of solitary confinement for Richard Allen. Like that's enough to make. Duchess, I hope your day went really well. And I hope tomorrow goes even better. And I hope you guys get some amazing answers tomorrow for your mom. You guys are in my thoughts always. But please join us over at Mal's tomorrow. I look forward to seeing all of you guys. I don't know if I'll be here. It depends on how my ass feels. This was a little bit of a fucking tough situation today. I've been having a hard time sitting down. Okay. I need a donut, but a donut won't hurt because of, anyways. But I'll be back as soon as possible, and we will reconvene with more victims and re-victimization, because the wheels don't stop. Now, people are claiming that they added more people to a stupid filing, and people are making videos again with more wild conspiracies, pushing that Oregon theory a little bit harder every day. It's like, it's the never ever fucking cycle of doom. And at the end of it, there's a family, a whole entire family, Seth, Katie, and Chris, that go to bed every night wondering where their son is. There's many families that go to bed every night wondering where their kids are. There's many families that go to bed every night wondering where their loved ones are. It's horrifying. Smiles, he might get knocked the fuck out. Clip that shit. Clip that shit. Becky is threatening to knock Antonio out. Yep, if he touches my butt right now, he knows. Man, he stays on the other side of the room for me. He's like, Oh, I don't have it loaded to my computer, Mal. I'll load it for tomorrow. Bella's doing a little bit better. Each day she's making slow improvements. Thank you guys for asking. You know, even if she gets 75% recovery at this point, we're taking it. I'll tell you guys what I told the girls earlier. She's snappy. She's got a little pep in her step. I'll tell you what I told Revival, because this is actually really true. Bella's a lot like her mama. Oh, there's Unsolved No More. I love Ken Means. I always have. Like, I've watched him for fucking years. That is somebody I've watched. Read books. Like, that's a little hidden secret that a lot of you didn't know. But I told Revival today, I was like, Bella's like me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's okay. Kenzie. Hold on. Kenzie's interrupting. Kenzie took the oldest Minnie shopping and to dinner tonight. Just the two of them. And if you know what that's like, having a 22-year-old that wants to spend time with the 15-year-old and the 15-year-old idolizes, it's just quite an amazing thing tonight in my house. They went shopping and bought pants and all sorts of stuff and then had dinner together. I'm proud of my girls. That's one thing I'm super proud of. And they didn't come home with black eyes. They got along and they got some cute finds, it looks like. But back to Bella. I use the reference of Bella's kind of like me. She thinks she's a Billy Badass. She barks. The cats were messing around, running around earlier, and she was going to tattle the fuck on them. I've told you guys she's the biggest tattletale if the cats start running around and making noise. Bella likes peace and quiet, like her mama. She don't like arguing. She don't like people out of sorts in the house. She likes her peace and quiet. So the cats were acting like assholes. So she had enough energy to fucking puff herself up on the couch and start barking. Well, when she's barking, she falls the fuck over because she has no balance. So she'd go, woof, 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 donk. And all I could do was sit there and laugh because it reminded me of me. Those are great. Sorry, there's a fashion show going on in the window. I got to go in. But she... Mom, look. I did. They look really good. I'll be in just a second. Okay. let me finish this out. She's kind of like me though, because I get big and bad, thinking I'm gonna go handle shit, and then thunk, there I go. That's why I have a pacemaker. Thankfully, I don't do that very often anymore, but I had to sit there and laugh. I shouldn't laugh because it sucks. But just the fact that she had enough energy to think she was going to tattle on the cats and get all big and bad and then knock herself out. She didn't knock herself out, but she fell over, was great. She's making progress. She's got her little attitude back in her and she's ready to roll. So she was ready to tell those cats about themselves. But she reminds me of me trying to get all big and bad. And then, whoop, why is Becky inspecting the carpet again? Well, that's just what I do. She gets it from her mama. All right, you guys, have a wonderful night. I am out of here. I'm going to go see the fashion show because it looks like they did a lot of shopping. It looks like they even bought Nana stuff. So we're going to go see what's happening here. Hey, have a good night, you guys. See you soon. Bloop, Becky on the floor. Revival 7. Good night, you all.